Okay, here's some tips and tricks for using Vassal and setting up an army. First, you want to open Vassal, open your 40k module. It'll load eventually. Eventually. There we go. Once it's open, you can just go File, Start New Game. We'll just pick a random board. Sure, we'll say Temperate. I'll be player 1 just for purposes of this. Okay, from here, I'm player 1, so I'll open the player 1 window. You can see you have this, which we'll just drag over to the side here. And then you want to click on Models. Click Models, you will get this window. Let's expand it a bit, and we'll drag this down so we've got lots to work with. Okay, you've got several scroll bars. Top bar, you have your various armies. Chaos Demons, Space Marines, Inquisition, even counters, terrain, and the like. So, for example, let's just take Imperial Guard. Okay, next on the bar, you have the various appearances. We've got Cadian, Catachan, you can see down here, Death Corps of Krieg, and Steel Legion. Let's go with basic Cadian for purposes of this. Here you've got the troop breakdown, you've got your elite, troops, fast attack, heavy support, transport. We'll just go with troops for the time being. Alright, in here you've got your platoons, command squad, infantry squad, heavy weapons teams, special weapons teams, conscripts, and then the various units that go into that squad. For this, we'll just take a basic infantry squad, and I want a basic guardsman. As you can see, you also have the sidebar, which has the breakdown of what else constitutes troops. So we're doing infantry platoon, infantry squad, guardsman. Now here's where you got some tricks. Ideally, you want to build your army in this box over here. So we can click on the guy and drag and place him in. Now, if I wanted to build this whole squad, I could do this again and keep doing that. Or, instead, I can select one of my guardsmen, like him, hit Control C, and voila, I now have an extra guardsman. And I can do that again. I now have 4 of them, and then if I really want to, I can select all, say Control C, and now I've got 8 guardsmen. As you can see, if you mouse over a guardsman, this tells me that this guardsman is armed with a las gun. You can then right-click your guardsman, and you get an entire list of options. The only ones necessary for building your army are next weapon. On other characters, you'll see you have things such as psychic power or specific weapons. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But if I click next weapon on this guardsman, mouse over him, he now has a plasma gun. So that's how you can build the special weapons or heavy weapons in your squad and get them to match your army list so that they're clearly identified on Vassal the way they would be on a tabletop. Okay, other little fun tips and tricks. Let's say that on this map I would be playing in this area. Well, if I was going to deploy up there, these guys would be facing the wrong direction. So if I select them all, if I hold Control, I can then hit the right arrow and rotate them all the way around until they're facing the other direction. Also, if we were playing on something other than a green map for aesthetic value, you can also select them all and hit Control B to change the color of their base to match whatever background color is on the map so that it blends in nicely. As you can see, you've got a wide range of colors to choose from. Okay, let's look at what a character can do. Let's look at Eldar Farseer. Okay, so we've got our Farseer here. He is currently armed with a Witchblade. I can go in, and I can still do next weapon. As you can see, he now has a Singing Spear. Also, if I right-click him, you notice I can access his war gear. So let's say he's got Spirit Stones. The tooltip will now tell me Singing Spear and Spirit Stones. Additionally, in the psychic powers, I can give him fortune. As you can see, it updates Sing, Spear, Spirit Stones, and Fortune. Also in here, which will be more important when it comes down to the game itself, is you can access his wounds, which you can then keep track during the game. As you can see, it'll put a little icon to the side of him, so you will always know exactly how many wounds he has while you're playing. This also works if you're doing vehicles. Here we can go and we'll take a Fire Prism tank. Fire Prism, right-click it, and you can access its various weapons. You can also access its vehicle upgrades. Some vehicle upgrades will actually be listed as click options within here. That depends on the vehicle. Not all of them are in the same version. Yeah, so that should be all the basic things you need to build an army and set it up for use in Vassal.